Okay. Thank you all for agreeing to see me today. We've been working really hard on our ILA plan, and the ILA is Increased Learning for All. I have typed up our proposed plan based on the recommendation that we felt like we weren't going to be able to get much done this year. We were going to start in the fall.
Right.
So my original goal, my SMART goal, is to improve student achievement in culinary arts 1 classes through the increase of differentiated instruction and hands-on learning as measured by indicator 1 of that CTA indicator sheet. We talked about we should be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's pretty much our goal, and we've already talked about that. Now I wanted to meet with you because I wanted to show you the plan, and I wanted your feedback on it. The first thing that we've done so far is we established our PLC back in February. We talked about the CTAE indicator tracking form, and we looked at that back in February. We talked about scheduling professional development, and I actually had put in here to schedule it 2nd week in April, but I felt like since we were going to push everything back to the fall, that we should revisit it and then have it maybe in August. But since that time, we also had that professional development session with Gina Clark. Were you all here that day when she did differentiated instruction?
It was in the morning, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
We were working on catering.
See, I didn't think you guys were here, so I think it would be good if, and that's okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up. I know August is super busy, but when we come back, we can see if maybe we think we might wanna do it either August or September. So I'll take care of that. Then I've got, in our PLCs, what we started doing was we were looking at our lesson plans, and we're looking at the levels of differentiated instruction. And then we had talked about rotating the students through skill labs and centers, and we had talked about changing the way that we do that. So that's what we've done so far. We've been doing that. And then, Chef Joy, you talked about teaching the classroom theory first. Have the kids go through the centers and then test versus having theory test and then centers. And we were gonna look to see if, and I believe you mentioned, did you mention that you could see improvement by that, or? Okay, so we do have some improvement there already.
And I can be honest, we just, I taught about the monitors and taught them how to calibrate. We took a quiz and everybody made 100 except for 2.
Nice. So that definitely is making a difference in terms of how they're doing ours. Got it. So I've got that in here. Then I've got, now I came and observed your classes that day, which I thought I was amazed at how you guys tag team, and you don't have to say anything to each other. You already know, okay, she goes here, he goes there. That was amazing. I enjoyed that. But I think that's something that I need to continue in the fall.
Okay.
Then we also looked at, you all sent me a copy of your Illuminate quiz data, so that'll be our tracking method. And what I did was, for my plan, I put all of the steps that we've done so far. And based on these steps, I projected these steps out for each month in the fall. And I wanted to make sure that you guys are okay with these steps, and I want your feedback to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out, or maybe you think the order is wrong, that kind of thing. So when we come back in August, I have that we definitely need to continue looking at the indicator tracking form, continue with looking at lesson plans to look at where we are with differentiated instruction and project-based learning. Continue rotating. Now, that's something you want to continue to do in the fall, right? Rotating them through like you're doing now. Theory, conduct the labs, and then the testing, like we just talked about. And then, again, I've got review, observate. So pretty much the steps are the same. It's just that I've got each month. Now, in my mind, I don't know about you all, but I have to have a timeline. Like, I need to see what I need to do in August, September. You know what I mean? maybe a little bit hard to follow. So my plan is to maybe break it up. So in August, we can say, okay, this is what we need to be doing in August, September, versus having to come back and look at this each time. I think that might be good.
Do you think this format of a chart, like maybe you could have month here, August, indicator tracking here,
Ah, I like
so that
that.
we're actually filling in the form, and then we go
As
back,
we go.
create a electronic document. That way, there's some
That's
kind of
perfect. So we can have like a check off. So we would have like the indicator sheet, the rotation, the rotation.
And you would
illuminate
basically
data.
end up with what, almost a sheet per month, or
Yep.
it's August, September, October, down this way.
yes,
That would be much easier for us.
just to track it and kind of
Yeah.
say. Then we could look back and say, what did if we have any notes on the indicators, if we talked about any kind of new strategies or to continue a strategy that was successful and see if it's successful again.
Okay. I love that idea. So I'll work on changing the format of it, so it just makes this a little bit more manageable. The steps will be the same.
Right,
Now-
just in different places, so that you can see
Exactly.
August, what happened all the way across in August, because you've only got a little bit spot here.
Right. There's not a lot. Now, I wanted to show you this too. What I did was, kind of have to go back and forth, but I wanted to talk about the fall a little bit. During pre-planning, pre-planning is a horrible time to meet. So I was thinking maybe the second or third week that we get back in August, I could kind of regroup with you all once things kind of start settling down. And we can also plan to do our pre-test. You know, we had talked about having a pre-test and post-test. Maybe, and I have here, we could shoot for the second week in August, because as you know, we come back January 21st. I just found that out recently. That's very early. But anyway,
July 21st.
July 21st, thank you.
Back to 22nd last year.
But I don't know, I was thinking the kids didn't come back until like August 3rd or something.
They
28th.
came back in July.
They did come back in
28th.
July? Okay, well, my target that I would like to suggest would be the second week, but we all know how it is. Sometimes it can be hectic. If we need to push it back, we can. But I'll add it to our sheet, and we can, when we come back in the fall, we can kind of regroup and see.
Question,
Yes.
this pre-test, are we gonna use, the old, what was the test that we used?
That's what I was gonna ask you, the,
SLO?
Yeah, the old slow, or are we gonna have to develop a test?
I have one. I have what you created that it was an end of year test. I just made a note here to check that I put it in Illuminate already, if I haven't, because I gave that to my seniors this year at the beginning of the year, and I was going to use that to track data and give it to them again. You know, with all the ZOC, they probably don't want another test, but just to kind of let them take it at their leisure.
So you administered the old slow?
No, it was a test that Chef Joy created
Last year.
last year. It was an end of year test for her
My
culinary ones.
Mm-hmm.
So they were moving from her culinary 1 and my culinary 1 into culinary 2, so I wanted to give them that test again just to see how much they retained. So what we might want to start doing is tracking them. Give it to the culinary 1s as again, culinary 2s again.
And I need to develop something for intro so that I'll know, well, and it's easy, that's a no-brainer though, because they're starting from ground zero.
Right.
So it
Right.
would be like a slow in terms of how much they know, and I know what I need to target and look at.
So can we use that same test, you think, the one that you gave this year? Think
Oh,
that'll be
last
okay?
year, yeah, what'd you say, Chef, don't you think?
I got a copy of it right there.
Okay.
So it's the EOC that Ms. Joy created,
Yes, and I think
and it's in Illuminate already?
I believe it is. I'm going to double check that it's in Illuminate. Either I have here the notes of that. Check it.
Okay, that'd be great.
I gave it was paper and pencil, but I think since then I had it put in, so I've got to. The data's going to be really hard to look at for this year.
Okay.
But moving forward, we should be able to track the data.
Would it be easier pen and paper or easier in Illuminate?
Illuminate
That's what I'm thinking, because we.
Illuminate.
It populates
Yeah.
everything, so you
So
can
you
look at it.
can do the analysis.
Oh, it's
data analysis.
real time, data.
Okay, So then all I would need is for you all to, again, share it for me, share it with me again.
Cause see, I think we only gave the information for like one assessment that we
It
done.
was the,
I think mine was nutrition.
it was the nutrition quiz. It was
Mhm.
a quiz. Well, this would be a great pretest.
Well, that's where the idea spawned from, was that they gave a pre-SLO and then an SLO, but then they took it away, so I was like, well, I still want to make sure we're tracking that on our students, just to make sure we can have.
That they're making gains, haven't
They're making it.
Cause
Okay.
you
Just
won't know.
outcomes, right, just positive outcomes. So.
Okay, excellent.
You still have, you have SLO somewhere?
I
Maybe
do,
you
but
got one?
they're not even worth looking at, they're jumbled.
Okay.
And we'd have to rewrite, we could take them, but we'd still have to rewrite the whole test, because those were created and then it's just messed up. I don't wanna say anything more than that.
I might have one.
That's a great question, because I was gonna
Cause
actually.
we've gotta come up with some type of pretest.
Let me look and see if I have it right here. See, this is all the data I have.
Let me look at one of them and see.
And what I had students do is, they didn't put name, they put number. So, and then I had a student, then I had Tanasia go back